Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to myself as well. I know I've been gone for a little while, but I really needed it. And this is your reminder to take a break if you feel like you need it. But yeah, I feel like this break has been going on for a little bit too long because the original plan was a week, but it became 2 weeks. Like the second week flew by like nothing. My energy was low and then time seems to move faster for some reason. Either way, today we're going to create this look. And this is with the beautiful Mandolorian or the Child or Baby Yoda. It has 3 different names. Palette from Colourpop Cosmetics and Starwars. So as you can tell, today I created a more warm toned halo eye with more warm toned olivey shades and shimmers, really dramatic lashes. So yeah, definitely keep on watching if you want to see how I created this and what I thought of the shades that I used today. So without further ado, let's get into it. So since today I'm going to use these greens, I don't want to have like a too warm toned or dark base, but I don't want to like go in with white either, so I'm gonna just use my Rumour 01 base by P.Louise today. I haven't used this up yet since I got the Rumour 02 because it's just like it fits a little bit better with my skin tone, definitely when I'm tanned a little bit. So before summer I'm gonna try to use this up. So I'm patting this in with a Devoted to my base brush by P.Louise, super soft brush, and I just diffuse the edges a little bit. So looking at these 2 colors here, this little frog shade has sequins in it, I think it's called, or sequin shade, like it has little glitter particles in it, so it's not completely matte. And the Sipping Soup shade is a metallic, but it's not as vibrant or less shiny as the Force, for example, but it is like more of a soft metallic finish. So I don't know yet if I'm going to bring in the Force. I think I'm gonna do a halo eye today just because I think that will work nicely with these shades. So first I'm going to take this Sigma E25 blending brush. I'm going into Float Your Crib. So then I'm just gonna press this in softly. First I'm placing it on the outside, so there's like not too much darkness in the inner corner immediately. You can still build it up later. Such a nice olivey shade that is quite cool toned, and as you could see in my last video of this palette, my first impressions, it does adapt to the shades beneath and around it. Sometimes it seemed more olivey and then other times it seems like more of a pine green. So I think that's really nice because it will fit with all the greens in here, regardless if they're more warm or cool toned, or greens in other palettes, of course. I'm like slightly going over the edge, like not fully, but like let's say 50%. Now I'm going to feather it up, like hardly, like not going crazy, but just like softly feathering it up towards this portion here. I just have like this tiny bit of fallout, just tiny specks. I'm lifting up the brush like a little bit, and I'm just thinking about this kind of round shape on my eyes. And I also want, if I relax my eyes, that you can still see it. So I'm trying, like I mostly do it like this. I place all the shadows and then I need to double check like this. I'm doing that more often lately because, well, frankly because it's needed. So I still haven't taken anything else on the brush. I'm just working it in, as they say. I just took a little bit more and I'm just gonna place it on the points I want the darkest. If you don't want to look too intimidating, like make sure to not bring this in too far towards your nose or your nose bridge, and work maybe with a lighter hand there. It will still like have a soft halo effect. Now on this E42 Firm Precision Blender brush, I'm going to take the sequin shade. So this one is called Little Frog. It has quite a lot of kickback. I don't know if it's gonna have a lot of fallout. I'm gonna try to be careful. I'm just going to place it overlapping the first shade, not immediately blending, and then softly diffusing that I seem to be noticing more fallout with the little frog shade than the other shades. Like it fell here and underneath my inner corner. So I would advise, if you're planning on using that shade, to definitely do your face second after the eye look. Since there are sequins in there, I'm going to also softly layer it over this inner corner. Now I'm taking Floater Crib again and placing that over the edge again to melt these two shades together, because there's still a little bit of little frog left on this brush, and now it's like mixing in with the Floater Crib shade. I'm actually gonna take the first brush again, the Sigma E25, and taking a little bit of Little Frog. This shade definitely needs to be tapped off. I'm going to blend out the edges with this with a very light hand. Taking a pencil brush, and this one is by UR Makeup. Sadly, they are discontinued. The brand had to stop, but just get a very like nice and pointy pencil brush. I'm taking a Floater Crib again. Actually dabbing it into a little C shape to ensure that this stays the darkest part of the outside corner by dabbing it. And taking the E25 brush again and going over the edges, but not too high, because otherwise I lose the whiteness here, which is what makes the look not too dark. If you want to make a halo eye like the most wearable, the trick is to like not go too high. Focus on where your eye fold is, and well, if you have an eye fold, but like my shape, I have a serious fold. I have very hooded eyes, so I focus on where it is, and when I relax, I still want the halo effect to be there. And as long as that is the case, then I'm happy. Yeah, if I would go here, it would really make my eyes really dark, which is also a look, but since I have dark eyes, dark hair as well, I'm wearing something dark, it's gonna be too much. If you're working with very light colors, like you can go way higher with pastels, for example, to make a statement. But for these kind of shades, definitely if you want to make it wearable, wouldn't go too high. Took a little bit of Little Frog again, because I want to try and blend the outer corners with this shade. I will have to look up close later to see if like you can see the sequins on the outside as well. Yeah, it's a very, very subtle effect of the sequins. Now I want to apply Sipping Soup, and I'm just going to apply it with my finger. This is a beautiful, a green metallic, but there is some yellow in there as well as some silver, which makes it like, it's not duochrome, but it makes it versatile. Again, this fits with more warmer shades as well as more cool tone shades, but yeah, of course it will have a more of a contrast against cool tone shades. So without any primer, let's press this in. This is nice, but I need to take it a little bit further up. It has a nice base to it. I feel like I could have even done without a Little Frog shade, but I also use that, of course, to blend out the outsides. We're just filling in that space that we previously didn't fill in. And it's just a question of balancing things out. Like I feel like I blended this out a bit more than the other side, so I'm gonna balance that out, and then we're gonna move on. There, I think I balanced it out. I also went a little bit overboard here in the inner corner, so I used this E36 tiny blending brush by Sigma. It's a little bit stained from another shade, but this is so good to blend out outer corners. And what you have to do is like make a little circle motions. If you have any other fluffy brush that fits like in the places where you want to blend, you can of course use that. For example, this is a very basic one, but you can definitely also use that, like just to go over the edges. Just be very light-handed and stay on the outside and not try not to make too big motions because then you're gonna use a whole brush, and if you make small motions, for example, you just use a part of the brush. So that is like a little tip if you don't have money for a very small blending brush or whatever. That is a little trick. It's how I do it when the little blending brushes are dirty. Yeah, let me do my face. I'll be right back, and then I'll do the lower lash line and add some lashes. I thought I was recording, apparently not. What did I do? Some things I did was applying some of this beautiful Force shade on the middle of the eyelid, but I didn't take it all up or replace the previous shimmer shade. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's like with a warm base. Definitely gonna pair that with the warm eyeshadows. So I forgot to mention that I placed the same eyeshadows as I placed them up above on the lower lash line to also create a halo effect. So that's Flojo Grip on the outsides, then Little Frog in the middle, Sipping Soup, and the Force. Oh, and I added Precious Cargo in the inner corner with a little bit of the Force. I used this eyeliner pen, or eyeliner twist up pen from Essence in Go Green in my waterline. And I used the Glam&Doll False Lashes mascara, the waterproof version with like the curved wand. And I was just saying how this is my favorite mascara ever since I ditched Maybelline, as they're not cruelty free. So if you are looking for a cruelty free dupe of those kind of mascaras, like the rubber tips are a little bit less long than a Maybelline one, and the wand is a little bit smaller, but it's definitely a good affordable dupe. So yeah, I was talking about that I have these Glamlite lashes that I don't use that much, and I kind of want to use one of those. I have some heavier styles in here. I think this one is the heaviest one, and it's one that I won't or don't want to really wear in summer. Like in the summer I like more breezy fluttery lashes, so I'm gonna make do of the moment. Packaging is so cute, and these are in the style Margherita. They're like really fluttery and mink-like actually. These are cruelty free and vegan. While the glue is drying, I'm gonna apply a little bit of Holla Gloss in the middle of this lip. Yeah, I'm liking the matte-ness, but I don't know, I feel like it needs a little pop of something. So this is the Holla Gloss by P.Louise, and it comes in a super cute packaging. Very fancy. It's quite thick and opaque, which makes it a great lip gloss to put in the middle of some lips if you wanna lighten them up. Definitely feeling this combo. It's so funny how gloss was so passé for years before 2020. Well, actually it started re-emerging in 2019, but definitely before that it was like matte, all matte. And I do have to say, like, ever since I got some really nice hydrating glosses like this one, well, this is not super hydrating, but the ones from Lashes on Fleek, for example, and the ones from Essence are really nice as well. I've been enjoying glosses so much. It's definitely not the sticky ones from before. When I was a teenager, we used to love gloss too, and it was so sticky. Oh yeah, these are dramatic. Yeah, these are very dramatic. Let me take this out of my hair. I'm gonna reapply a little bit of this mascara underneath the eye, just to, well, I can't really balance it out because these eyelashes are out there. Reapplying some of that Go Green waterline shade. I don't even think I'm gonna do any setting spray. I'm just going to go over it to remove a little bits of fallout. So I would definitely suggest doing eyes first and then the skin. Okay, so this is the second look I did with this cute palette from, well, why did I need to say that again? From what it is, you already know. This is my second look with this beautiful Mandolorian or the Child palette or Baby Yoda palette. I really like it. The lashes are another thing though. Like you saw before, the lashes, it's like so much more dramatic now, but it's a vibe. I'm really enjoying these tones in here, and as you could tell, like this shade here, the Flojo Grip shade together with the cool tone, really was like not a whole other vibe, but another vibe than this one. This one is like more goldy, and it definitely transformed more placed together with the little frog shade. The only downside, I would say, the only thing I don't like in this palette is that the little frog shade has little glitters in it, because they fell out on my cheeks. For example, if you want to go in afterwards and blend some shades together more, those glitters like seem to detach themselves from the matte eyeshadow that you use. So this makes this little frog shade a less suitable shade to blend out other shades. What I did today, it works if you don't mind the, like, if you look up close you can see some tiny glitters. So if you don't mind that, then you can definitely use it to blend out the other shades. If you don't like that, it's not a suitable blending shade, which I feel like it's a shame. This could have just been like a normal matte, but a sequin shade is kind of cute if you, for example, pack it all over your lid and just like wear it on its own, or maybe with like a crease shade and an outer darker shade and then put this all over the lid and really pack it in, like not fluff it out, then it works beautifully. The thing is that the glitter amount in this shade is also not that big, so you really need to be up close to notice it. I don't really like sequin shades unless they are a dark shade. For example, the one from the Lunar Beauty palette, and I've also have another one from the Raw Beauty Christie palette. I didn't mind it in those shades because there you can at least see the glitter, like the little glitter particles that are in there, and you don't have to be like super close and like see it in all kinds of light. You can see it way better, and it's also beautiful to do a smoky eye with. But with this shade I just feel like it's a little bit redundant. But yeah, so far so good. I've really been enjoying this palette. I am liking these kind of greens that are more of a natural vibe. I like these tones in here, and this shade is so beautiful. It's like way more greenish of a shift, like a greenish yellow shift than you would think, because I thought it was more like a bronzy shade. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing with that one together with these beautiful warm tones. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. The next time I will be playing with those warm tones in the palette. Definitely let me know up until now what one is your favorite of the two green looks that I created. Do you like this kind of vibe more, like with the more warmth in the olive shades and the shimmer? Do you like this kind of dramatic lash? Definitely let me know what's your favorites. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad I pushed myself today to make this video, and yeah, from now on there will be weekly videos again. I'm so sorry for being MIA for a little while, but I really needed that. I hope y'all are doing well though, and if you're mentally struggling as well, or even physically and mentally like me, know that you're not alone. You have survived everything in your life up until now. You will survive the rest of it as well. Take all the time you need, because if it doesn't nurture your soul, if it doesn't pay your bills, or if it isn't a loved one, you actually don't owe anybody anything. And if you need a break, you need a break. So don't feel bad about it. But of course, if it makes you happy, playing with makeup, like, it's weird to say nurtures my soul, but it does make me happy. It's like a little playtime just for me. So it kind of nurtures my soul in a creative way, and just, it's like a little bit of self-care. So yeah, I'm happy I did this today, and I hope y'all. I've been seeing that show Ginny and Georgia, and they have a Texan accent, I believe, and they say y'all quite a few times, so I picked it up again. Either way, thank you for watching, and I hope everybody had a great past 2 weeks, and I'll hope to see you all on the flip side.